Let's talk a little bit about the expectations, because we've seen this, right? That people are concerned about prices continuing to go higher here, even though the rate of inflation has cooled down. The absolute levels are still high. How is that shaping up from your perspective?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing this holiday season is certainly, I think for parents, there is a little bit more uncertainty about the economy. But at the same time, their kids are going back to school. And, I think that is a unique thing about all of our brands, from Aeropostale to JCPenney to Lucky Brand, is that we can make both the parents happy because they're going to find an incredible value when they come into our stores, but we can also make kids happy, because the other thing that we know for sure is happening is that kids are going back to school, and they want to go back to school, and their parents want them to go back to school with the confidence of having the latest style and the latest fashion. So they're going to come into Aeropostale, they're going to find the newest trends, which is wide leg, baggy, relaxed denim, but they're going to find that it is buy one, get one free, which is an incredible value when you walk out the door, so that both the parent and the kids are going to be happy.
I wonder what the effect of tariffs are going to be, Mark. I look at those brands, some of them, I grew up with. Brooks Brothers was my first suit. But I imagine a lot of them are getting the textiles and sewing them, cutting and sewing them in foreign countries. So how do these higher tariffs affect your margins and then the price that consumers pay?
Right. I think that's been actually one of the advantages and one of the strengths as we've come together as Catalyst Brands. So as you know, Catalyst was formed with this combination back in January. And as we looked at how we come to life for the consumer, we come to life, whether it's Brooks Brothers or Aeropostale, Lucky, or JCPenney, in a very unique way for the customer. So that denim's going to look unique, that suit's going to look unique. At the same time, what we're focused on is how do we take the power of Catalyst behind the scenes for everything that the consumer doesn't see, and put that together so that we can bring consumers the best possible price and the best possible value. And that's where really our sourcing teams are working to put together all the denim that we buy across the portfolio, all of the fleece that we buy across the portfolio, so that we make sure when we're coming to life for the consumer, we're bringing them the best value, because especially at times right now, that's incredibly important, is to have great fashion at an outstanding value.
Right, but those things, Mark, are not made in America. So, the age of Cone Mills denim is long gone. You've got to import them. They're cut and sewed overseas, and they're going to have tariffs, at least 15%. Are you taking that into your margins, or are you passing that on to the consumer?
Well, we announced at the beginning of the back-to-school season that we were going to hold pre-tariff pricing on all of the key items. So whether that's denim, T-shirts, backpacks, or fleece, we're holding pre-tariff pricing, really last year's pricing on this year's back-to-school items. It's really the job of our merchants to be the buying agents for our customers, and we know what's most important for them at that time. And so at back-to-school, we know those are the most important items, and we're holding prices on those items to make sure the consumer sees the best value. You will see us do similar things as we go into the holiday season.
And Mark, you bring up denim, and I want to talk a little bit about what we're seeing in the apparel space when it comes to what's going on, of course, with American Eagle, their denim ad with Sydney Sweeney. You saw seemingly a response from Gap over the weekend with their own denim ad. I wonder, as the CEO of Catalyst Brands, how you approach advertising in this day and age.
Right. So last week, you also saw us introduce our Addison Rae fit in our Lucky Brand stores, denim focused. And Addison, we actually took the Maggie fit, which was a 90s heritage fit. Addison Rae was wearing that. Our team actually sent her a pair of the jeans, and she helped us co-design a new product based on that Maggie jean that we introduced last week. And it was incredible on social, and we've seen really strong response in store sales. And we're seeing a younger customer come in for that as they're finding that product in social. So we think there's there's a real potential for those collaborations.
Matt, in case you were wondering, Addison Rae is a TikToker who now is a pop star. She came out with her debut album.
Okay, so a musician.
Yes,
from TikTok.
Yeah.
Pepsi. There was a long time when I didn't know who Drake was.
Okay.
So I don't have the best pop culture. Although Sydney Sweeney is a name that I know. I want to dig deeper into what's going to happen to Brooks Brothers here, Mark, because I think a lot of people grew up getting a first suit at Brooks Brothers, getting shirts made at Brooks Brothers. The fleece is a brand that I think touches especially people on Wall Street, our viewers. So are we going to see these brick and mortar stores come back? Are you going to be selling it through JCPenney and online? I mean, what's your plan for this iconic American brand?
Yeah, we're really pleased actually with the results that we've seen in Brooks Brothers. Brooks Brothers has had really strong comp store sales so far this year. And really great product out there. I think as we're talking about back to school, if you go into Brooks Brothers right now, you'll see our university shop, which is really bringing in a younger customer with things like rugbies and V-neck sweaters and sort of the nostalgic past of varsity and going back to school. So we're seeing some really positive things in that brand. And when you talk about physical stores, we were also really excited this summer to open a brand new flagship store at 195 Broadway, kind of in the heart of the financial district. So those full price Brooks Brothers stores are very profitable for us, and you will see us continue to grow because we believe that full price store in the right mall has a lot of potential.
And Mark, we've talked about some of the different brands that you have under your stable, Brooks Brothers being one of them. When you look at the landscape overall, you are starting to see some consolidation among consumer brands. Do you think that there's room to add to your portfolio here?
Our focus right now, like I said, we came together in January and we're really building the combined power of Catalyst and putting together our sourcing operations, putting together our store operations, and making sure that everything we do behind the scenes, we do in the most efficient way so that we can bring the consumer the best value. And then we're focused on the front end of making sure that each of our brands comes to life in a unique and distinct way for consumers. If you look across the portfolio from Brooks Brothers to JCPenney to Eddie Bauer to Nautica to Lucky and Aeropostale, right, they each come to life in a different way. We are building a platform, and we believe as we build those core capabilities that we can add more brands into the platform. And those brands are going to benefit from that combined power of sourcing and store operations and supply chain to bring the consumer great brands at a better value.